Hi everybody, welcome back to the Positive Prepper. It sure has been an extremely chaotic, weird week, and I'm going to get into some of that today. This is going to be a pretty short video, but the first thing I want to say is that our very sincere prayers go out to everyone who is in the path of Hurricane Ida. I actually have family down on the panhandle of Florida. Thankfully, they just got the outer band, so they got a lot of rain, but they didn't get much for wind. But I know that there are places that were super hard hit. And, may God be with you and keep you safe. And I know that a lot of them down there are not going to have power for probably weeks to a month. So we pray that they are prepared for that. But I just want to say prayers to everybody that was in that path. So I'm going to be kind of jumping a little bit today because, quite frankly, like Jesus was when he went into the temple and he overturned the tables because of they were basically not treating the temple the way that it should have been. And so he got mad and he overturned the tables and he's like, this is my Father's house. Well, this is my country. And I can understand how he felt. And it's getting worse, folks. So I'm sure you all know by now the story of the woman in Chicago that lost her parental rights by a judge solely because she was not vaccinated. It wasn't even a custodial hearing. It was a child support hearing. And she said that she's had bad infections or bad reactions to vaccines in the past. And so she has not gotten the jab, and all of her parental rights were removed. She hasn't seen her son, I think, since like August 7th or 8th. Terrible. Terrible. It makes no sense to me. But we know that towards the end times, whatever you call it, in your belief system, families will end up turning against each other. And in this case, she's being forced to stay away from her son solely because she did not have the same viewpoint that the judge had. That's wrong. Okay? New York, the jab mandate passports go into effect, Tuesday. It's 11:30 p.m. my time. So basically tomorrow, Tuesday, the mandate goes into place that you have to show a vaccine card to get into bars, restaurants, gyms, etc. They had a protest today in New York. More people are standing up against this because they understand that with these mandates, number one, it's a lot more work for the workers. So a lot of places are already short-staffed. We went out to eat today. Just kind of a side note, we went out to eat today to a restaurant, one of our daughter's favorites. And, they had 2 people working the floor. So there was a little bit of wait time. They're already having issues getting workers to actually work. And now you're going to throw another step. And I know some of you are going to say, well, it's only 2 seconds to check. Well, you know what? Why? Why, especially if you still can get CV-19, you can still get it even if you're completely jabbed. What's the difference? We actually drove down to Florida and back this past week, and absolutely amused, I think, by, and again, I don't mean any offense to people. If you got the jab, that's your right. Okay, that's your choice. And I'm okay with that if that's what you felt you had to do. Okay? If you decide that you are wearing masks no matter what, that's your right. You should have that choice. However, if you're wearing a mask but you're using public restrooms, we went to an amusement park in Alabama that was so super cool. We had a blast. But we were sitting back and we saw very few masked people, which was awesome. But the ones that had masks on would get on rides that people were just on. They didn't disinfect them. They didn't, sanitize everything. These people with masks on would get on these rides that another person had just been on, didn't hand sanitize, didn't nothing. And somehow that mask is going to keep you safe. It didn't make any sense. But in our entire trip, and we were down there for 5 days and we drove, we saw, maybe 20 people in our entire trip that had masks on. And again, I don't care if you wear them or not. That's not my judgment call. That's yours. But I will be darned if somebody's going to force that on me or my family and tell me that I cannot have parental rights because I'm not going to get it, or tell me that I can't enter a restaurant because I don't get it. But this is what's coming, folks, and it's going to get worse. I was really pleased when I heard that 50%, and I think it was, I want to say 70 city bus drivers for Chicago walked off the job today. Well, they all called in sick, but it was in protest of the vaccine mandate. That's why they did it. Now, are they going to be back on the job tomorrow? I don't know. But the point is that more people are standing up and saying this should not be happening. And if you know if this is going on in your area, you got to start standing up, folks. I don't care what side of the aisle as far as vax or no vax you're on. They are taking away our freedom of choice. And that is absolutely not okay. If your kids are not mandated to wear masks in school, which we are homeschooling our daughter this year because I've had enough, okay? She went through hell last year, and I'm not going to let her go through hell again this year. So we are homeschooling her. Thank God, and I do thank God that we have the opportunity to do that. Not every family can, and I understand that. Right now in her school, what she would normally be going to, they aren't mandating masks and they aren't mandating vaccines. However, they are threatening that schools that don't require masks are going to be shut down. Again, coercion, threats to get you to do something to be part of a human trial. These jabs have not been long-term. There's no long-term study on what the long-term effects are. I don't want to be part of a human trial. I don't. And I'm probably going to get kicked off again for this. But Dr. Richard Besser, he's the former acting director of the CDC, said that most likely schools will be forced to shut down even more than they did last year. So last year, my daughter, it was home for a couple of weeks, back in school for a few weeks, home for a few weeks, blah, blah, blah. Really disruptive. And it was so hard on her. And we really, it took a lot to help her get over or through a lot of that emotional roller coaster that she was on. So remember that when they do, if you watch your local news, they show the little COVID counter, if you will. They only count COVID cases. What they don't count is how many of those people actually got sick. You got to remember that it has a 99.5% survival rate. Why are they pushing so hard for this? I don't know. Well, I do know. I can't say it on here. And I think you know too. And it's just sad. It's sad and it's sickening. And then we have, and now I'm going to go to kind of the prepper part of it. What's going on in Afghanistan right now, and I'm going to tell you that this hits home for me because I have a son who is in the military and who may or may not get sent over there. And I am heartbroken for those 13 military personnel that were killed in that attack on the airport. This has been a complete humiliation for the United States, a complete victory for our enemies. We seem to have forgotten 9/11. Not we, as in collectively us, but we, meaning the powers that be that are making these decisions, really don't care. And they're bringing all of these, and God bless the Afghanis that have supported us in the fight against the Taliban, in the fight against Al-Qaeda, in the fight against ISIS. Here's the problem. The Taliban hate ISIS. The ISIS band, ISIS-K is what they're calling it, hate the Taliban. Both groups hate the United States. But we handed over the names of Afghanis who have supported the United States and Americans who are still in Afghanistan. For what? To make sure that they have safe passage to the airport so that they can fly to America. Do you really think that we should have handed over security to a group that hates us and who took responsibility for what happened on 9/11? I don't think so. I think it was a stupid thing. And now we have military members who are having to put their lives on the line again to rescue the people stuck in Afghanistan. And this includes, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably do, California students are still over there. And they have no way to get to the airport. So who is to blame for all of that? I'll give you 3 guesses and the last 2 don't count. Because I'm pretty sure you're going to get right on the first try. So, with all of that being said, we have to be prepared. It seems like we're in this really lengthy, calm period. But you've got to remember, we just had the Hurricane Ida. 20% of gas is refined in the Gulf Coast off of the coast off of Louisiana. So gas prices are going to go up. We already know that. So make sure again that you're filling your gas tanks and you're filling your vehicles as much as you can, okay? Because that's going to be affected. But here's the other thing. We left billions of dollars of military equipment in Afghanistan. Instead of getting our equipment, Americans, allies, Afghanis who've helped us out and then withdraw, they withdrew, and now they are in a scramble. And I know that there are veterans groups right now that are funding planes to go over there. I believe Glenn Beck is also getting planes over there to get people out of there. Our government right now, they have blood on their hands, and it's sickening to me. But here's the prepping part. We have to be prepared. There are hundreds of thousands of these folks that are coming to America. We know that there are sleeper cells and open cells in America right now. Once we have completely withdrawn, I believe that we are under an imminent threat of another 9/11. That's just my opinion. I have no access to any government, intelligence or memos or anything like that. I don't have them. In my opinion, we're going to get hit again. And I think we're going to get hit harder, and in a multiple areas instead of just one. So we have to prepare for that. So I just wanted to bring all of this to your attention. Guys, we are losing our rights. We're fighting for the soul of the country, as I've said before. We have the hurricanes, the droughts, the wildfires. We've got all of this going on that are going to directly impact our prices on food, our prices on gas. So you need to keep preparing. Keep those steps forward that you're making. You're almost out of time, in my opinion. So I want to bring up a couple of things. As I said, fill those gas cans, fill those gas tanks. Do what you can to stay prepared that way. Another thing I want to bring up, for those of you especially who are new, and again, I'm sorry, I've got a kitty right now that's trying to get to me. Come here. Sorry. So Augustin Farms, hopefully you can read this the right way. If you go on Amazon, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can actually, they've been having quite a few deals right now on a lot of their food, their freeze-dried foods. So this, for example, this is fettuccine Alfredo. And there are 4 individual packages in here, and each package serves 4 people. Okay, $8. So go online, go on Amazon, Augustin Farms, sorry, I always put a T in there, Augustin Farms. Go on there and look at some of their really good deals that they have. If you can get something like this for $8, if you can afford it, just buy a can or 2. Start getting this kind of stuff if you can when it's on sale. Or just keep purchasing your canned goods, especially canned meat. There's more, so you guys know that California did pass that, where pigs have to be in, I believe it's 24 square feet. Otherwise, they will not be able to be processed for California. I don't remember what the percentage is. I'll have to do another video on that. But anyways, our meat is going to continue to get attacked. So if you can get things like this for meat, that would be super good. But again, Augustin Farms, and this is just my preference. You might have a different preference for a different company, and that's fine. But go to Amazon and start looking for their deals on it. Okay? The other thing I want you to also remember, because I think this is an overlooked part of prepping, your cleaning supplies. So this was on sale at Walmart today, which I don't like shopping there, but it is what it is. Don't forget your cleaning supplies. Now, why is that important? If you're preparing to have a mag at your bug out location or wherever it is you're bunkering in, and you're going to have a mag group there, so you're going to have several people or a few families or whatever your situation is, you need to make sure that you have hygiene and cleanliness, okay? So you've got to make sure that you're able to keep up. Now, you don't have to get, because this isn't exactly good for the environment. Simple vinegar is a good cleaner, so stock up on vinegar, and vinegar will last a long time. But my point is, don't forget to start stocking up on your cleaning products. We talk a lot about your medical, your food. Don't forget your pets. Have your kitty litter, your dog food, canned cat food, whatever it may be. But cleaning supplies is also something that you're going to want to stock up on. Straight vinegar and water, great cleaner, okay? Or if you like this kind of stuff, start stocking up on cleaning supplies, whatever it might be, wipes, sprays, whatever, okay? Now, it's Positive Prepper, so I'm going to try to end this on a positive note. It's really hard for me to do today because I'm so angry. I'm so angry about the way that everything is headed right now. I hope and I pray that there are enough people that will stand up against this. Although if you look at what's been happening in the last year, well, actually since the beginning of 2020, a lot of people, the majority seems to be just kind of going with the flow. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think that there's enough people coordinated to make a stand, and that is heartbreaking. So all we can do is just keep stocking up. Stack it to the rafters, stack it again, get your gas, prepare. That's what prepping is all about. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you feel so compelled to do so. And I hope that this is all for naught. I hope that we can turn this around sooner rather than later. God bless.